Hey guys, happy Easter Eve, or happy Easter Eve. We just got back from church, and it was a really great sermon and message. We've been talking about Good Friday as well. We talked about like the prodigal son and stuff, and one of the most famous stories in the Bible. I mean, even if you aren't a believer, I'm sure you've heard of the prodigal son, or the lost son. However, you've heard about it. It's both true. And so we were talking about, and I've got more notes on this, but for the most part, we were just talking about how we're all prodigal sons in some way, and that Jesus paid ultimate debt, all of our sins on the cross. It is finished. Tetelestai, like it is finished, like it's done. And sin separates us. So no matter if maybe you aren't like a partier or drinker, or maybe you aren't, been unfaithful in your marriage or whatever. Maybe it wasn't anything like that. But, we all sin in some sort of way. Pride, envy, bitterness, resentment. We all sin in some way. So, but yeah. So, but it was a really good message. It was really deep and fun. We had this video that basically said, a video of the prodigal son, of literally as the story is telling it, these two sons worked on the farm, and the younger son says, I'm done, I'm gonna go, do my own thing, I need my inheritance now, which is basically saying, oh, hey, Dad, I want you to die, I can't wait for you to die, I want you to die. So it's really cruel. And but I mean, that's what the enemy does, is he makes sin so enticing. That's what he does. Did God, those 4 words, did God really say? Satan just makes sin so enticing. And then you think about it, the more you think about it and dwell on it, and then you'd be like, well, it won't be a bad thing. I'll just do it once. You know what I mean? And that's how it gets you. That's how sin gets you. That's how the enemy gets you in his hooks, And, I mean, this world, I don't care what you say. I really don't. The world will never, ever satisfy you. You will always be thirsty, always be hungry for more, always. But the Lord, he says, drink from my well and never be thirsty again. Once you taste the goodness of God, once you drink from his fountain, you will never be thirsty again. And there's no looking back. And so, I also just want to say to all if you're a prodigal son or a daughter, or both, I want you to know that we have a Jesus who resurrected, who beat death. He beat death on the cross. And no matter what you're going through, what is happening in your life, you can beat it. You can come back to the Lord, because apparently the prodigal son was in Middle Eastern times or something. So the Middle Eastern people, they didn't run, that wasn't a thing, they didn't run or whatever. But the prodigal son, if y'all remember the story, if you don't, I'll tell you. But he dropped everything and he ran to his son. He ran to his son and met him halfway. He ran to his son and he welcomed him home with open arms, because that's what grace is for. Grace is God giving us what we don't deserve. And so that is what grace is. That is what that means. And, but yeah, so I want y'all to know and to be encouraged that if y'all are a prodigal son or daughter, that y'all can come home. That there is freedom in Jesus' name. Okay, he paid the ultimate price for our sins. Death is no more. Yes it is, but y'all know what I mean. Death is no more. Y'all have, we are free every day in his name, to speak his name, to give glory to him. But we have that freedom. We have that in his name. And but So anyways, that was a great video, and it just, the video they showed us at church just made it like so much more emotion and tension with the prodigal son story than I've ever like thought or felt before. Or I have, but like it was just different. But anyway, so if Jesus can beat the cross, he can beat, and he has victory. As we all know as believers, tomorrow is a huge day for Christianity, for Jesus, because that's what also separates us from all other religions, because our Jesus rose up, our God rose up from the grave. And so if Jesus can defeat the grave, he can defeat any and all Goliaths you're facing. All the anxiety, the depression, everything that you think is so big. And it probably is. It is. Like, I've dealt with those things myself. It's huge. But once you place it in his hands, it doesn't happen immediately, but you get this overwhelming peace that surpasses all understanding. So I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that God always gives grace. And yeah, have a good weekend.